Okay, I'm David Dipple. This is Module 1 Decimals at the Art Institute. It's going to be a quick review of the material that's covered in the section on decimals. And then I encourage you to work through this on the worksheet and then go through the solutions, which this is, prior to doing the skills check, and then do the skills check. This should quickly get you through the module. And then you just need to go back to ones. If you have difficulty, go ahead and skip them. Don't try to go through and spend a lot of time now. You can go back and get them later. Okay, estimate by front rounding. If you keep the front numbers and you round off to each of the front numbers, this will be 2200, 80, 400, and 3000. Excuse me, that's 2000. So we have 2000, 80, 400, and 3000. Add those together, you get 5480. Adding these just straightforward, type them in a calculator. 2240, 76, 415, 2540, and you get 5271. Okay, prime factors, 3300. First divide by 2 on a calculator. 2 times turns out to be 1650. Then take 1650 and divide by 2. Just write down every time we divide by 2. Now this won't divide by 2, so take your calculator, try to divide by 3. It does work. So now we have 2 2s and a 3, 275. Can't divide by 3, we can divide by 5 since it ends in 5. So now we have 2, 2, 3, 5, and then 55. 55 you can divide by 5 again. So there's your prime factors. 2 times 2, just write them down every time you divide. Times 3, times 5, times 5, times 11. Then you can turn this into exponent form. 2 is squared, since there are 2 of them, 3. 5 is squared times 11. Okay, number 4, 100,000 place. We go ones, tens, hundreds. This is hundreds. Then thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s. This is 3 right here, and the 4 is in the millions. So 3 is in the 100,000s place. Round off to millions. Again, tens, hundreds, excuse me, ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s, 7 million rounded up to 8 million. Divide. Take your calculator, type in 5121 divided by 17, and you'll get a whole integer and a decimal. 301 point something like 23529. Carry out about 5 decimals. Then, if you want to turn this back into a fraction, take this decimal part and multiply by 17. So I'm going to take 23529 times 17 should be 4. There should be a decimal here. That should be a decimal point right there. Should be 0.23529 times 17 is 4. So then, your answer is 301 with a remainder of 4. Now there's some parts we need to look at, and remember the dividend, that's the number on the inside, it's 5121, divisor, that's what you're dividing by, the quotient is your answer, 301, remainder 4. Find the square root of 29. If you have a square root key, you just type in 729, push the square root key, and you should get 27. That's on the calculator. Now if you don't have a square root key, I'm just going to guess 729. I'm just going to guess 30. Okay, type in 30 times 30. It's 900 is too big on your when we try the calculator. So try something smaller. 28. It's in the ballpark though, because you're at 700. 28 times 28 should be 784. You're a lot closer. We want 729. Get a little smaller. Try 27. 27 times 27 is 729, and we got it. Okay, multiply, type in your calculator. 257 times 35 should be 8995. Finding greatest common factors. First, you break down the number 30 like we did earlier, divide by 2. And it should go once, then you should have 3 and 5. 15 is 3 times 5, and 45 is 3. Then you can divide by 3 again, and then you have 5 left. Now I want the biggest number that they have in common. This has a 2. There are no 2's over here. This has a 1, 3, and 1, 5. This has 1, 3, 1, 5. And this has at least 1 3 and 1 5. This is an extra 3, so we can't use it. So your greatest common factor is what they have in common, the 3 and the 5. They don't have 2 3s, so you can't keep both of them. They don't have a 2. So it's 3 times 5, which is 15. Okay, tell if 372 is prime. Well, it ends in a 2, so I can divide by 2. So it's a composite. 2 times 186. 186 you can divide by 2 again. Excuse me, wrong way. 93. 93 you can divide by 3. So I have 2 times 2 times 3 times 31. 31 is a prime number, so those are your prime factors. Then, number 11, we will have 40. We want to factor it, so we do the same thing. Divide by 2 in your calculator, write down 2. Divide by 2 again, divide by 2 again, and you'll have 5. Then in exponent forms, you have 3 2's, that's the third power, and then 5. Okay, simplify 3 times 2 cubed plus 5. If you have a power key, you can type this in your calculator. If you don't, just write 3 times, then you write 3 2's, because it's cubed, 2 times 2 times 2 plus 5. This you can type in your calculator. 3 times 2 times 2 times 2 plus 5 should be 24. Plus 5 is 29. Okay, simplify this. Okay, if you have a square root key, you can type this directly in your calculator. If you don't, just write down 4. Take the square root of 16 is 4 again. Then we have 2 times 5. We can do that. That's 10. Square root of 9 is 3. And 3 times 4 is 12. Okay, then again we do our multiplication first. But we can just add these together. 4 plus 4 makes 8, minus 10 plus 9 plus 12. Then you can just type this directly in your calculator and get 19. Okay, the word problem. If I work 3 7-hour shifts and 2 10-hour shifts, your total pay is going to be 3 times 7 to get the hours is 21. And then 2 times 10 gives you 20. So this is 21, that's 20, so that's a total of 41 hours. I suggest you just jot it down real quick. 3 times 7, that's those hours. 2 times 10, that's those hours. And then take your calculator, add those together. Now I have 41 hours, and I get paid $18 an hour. So just type in your calculator. 41 times 18 should be 738. That's your total income. Okay, the last one I want to quickly review is find 7 to the 4th. Okay, 7 is our base. 4 is our exponent. And then to do this, if you have a calculator with an exponent key, you can use it. But if your calculator does not have an exponent key, just write 4 tells you how many. 7 is your base, so it's 4 7s. 7 times 7 times 7 times 7. And I believe that's 2401. Again, that's a quickly going through the skills check material. The material is going to be in decimals. You should be ready to do the skills check now. After you do that, and again, don't spend a lot of time doing any particular problem. The object is to get through the skills check, and then it will eliminate a lot of the material, and then just do the ones that are left with your pencils, that don't have stars on them. So quickly do that. Go through the skills check, use this worksheet, and then go back and complete any sections that remain. Good luck.